happened so far this month. And it's all really preparing us for January 1st. Yes. Starting again. How's it going to be different this year? What practices are you going to incorporate so you stop conditioned response and reactive measure? These are just a few of the things that have been brought to my attention, along with a book. So there's kind of a backstory to this book. My first healing ever was with a woman who ultimately gave me all the guidance I needed to change my own life through her life experience. And I have watched her grow and manifest the most amazing life for herself. And now she is passing along a book that came through her to share with all of us. And the only thing I can say is you have to read it. So there are tons of books out there. And one thing that came to me for my 6-week nutrition program is talking about the body super system, which is homeostasis, insulin, and mitochondria. Yeah, buddy. The powerhouse of the cell, mitochondria. This dude, everything from detox to regeneration, repair. But when we tire it out, our systems start to drag. And what we commonly know through the norm is aging gets put on hyperdrive. So what things slow down mitochondrial exhaustion and allow us to enhance energy in our lives, but not fight or flight mode, cortisol and adrenals, because that's a big one. And all the buzz around pre-menopause. It's the menopause diet. It's the menopause supplement. It's this, it's that, it's the other thing. So, how do you really know? Right? How do you know? This answer came to me in meditation as a word war. Shocking, right? Information versus knowledge. Information is coming to us all, constantly streaming in, whether it's what you're watching, what ads are coming in while you're watching, or the people that you associate with. So, what do you do with all this information? I'll tell you what you don't do. You don't store it. You go out and you actively investigate it. And you tune in to your emotions, which are indicators, not decision makers. They're your superpower to accompany your mitochondria. So once you get a handle on the indication and you stop making choices out of emotional assimilation and how you feel in the moment, when you stop for a second and you honor your body and you ask with intention and you bring in the deliberate nature of consistency instead of the pushing nature of discipline, your life will change. So, how do we enhance all of that outside of getting a hold of our emotions? When information is brought to you, you test it. You become the test. Now, is it wrong to look at water studies, to look at drug studies, to look at supplementation studies? No. But it is wrong if you're sitting on that information, it's infesting your body, you haven't done anything with it, because when you hold on to things, it's almost as as potent as taking action. So when you investigate and you release it and you ask your body, yes, you ask your body because it's a smart machine and your best friend. When you ask your body what it needs and what it would respond to, it'll tell you. All you have to do is tap into that emotion. And before you know it, you get this weird feeling. Like, I'm to the point where I look at something and I hear, like I'm talking to you right now, I hear myself. I hear my inner guidance system go, don't even think about it, or, that would be really good to incorporate. So, recently, back to my friend in Knoxville, she introduced me to Reiki. It was the first healing session I ever had, and it blew me wide open. And it wasn't a scary thing. It was this crazy important information that I needed to know to be able to manifest everything in my life that I'm purposed to do. So from there, I went to 4 more types of healing and a 5th one that came in November that was just as mind and soul opening as the first Reiki session I had with Katie Van Zeeland. She's the real deal. She let this book come through her. She sat with the information. She questioned, what the heck am I doing as an intuitive? And she let it flow anyway because it felt like the most optimal thing to do to serve her body and the greater good. So I challenge people every day before they make a choice, ask yourself, is this want, need, or habit? In simplicity, when want equals need, you've broken the conditioned pattern and the habit. So, I'm a little more than halfway through this book. I kind of cheated, I'm going to be honest. I went and looked at what she had down as the most reputable forms of methylene blue. And I researched them. And I ordered them before I started reading the book. Because I knew this was right for me. This was optimal for my body. And there's a lot of benefits you're going to read about in the book. It's very short. It's bigger type. It's an easy read. It leads you in, answers every question you have. I'm going to show you this book. Oops, sorry. And her pen name suits her like fire. So, my experience so far, and I have gone and highlighted some things that align with not only how I feel, but the practices that I recommend in my programming. But make no mistake, you have to be aligned with things before you choose them. What does that mean? All that means is when you're so drawn to something and dots connect, you go for it. Fear isn't real. It's only to be realized. And when you realize that fear in the moment of something new can be just excitement to try something you've never done before, you dissipate fear. Fear can protect you, but you cannot give it authority or it becomes real in your life. So, I have this really crazy health thing. And anyone who knows my family knows that my grandmother never came out of ICU after heart surgery. And my dad, one of the things was congenital heart failure. He had a pacemaker. So, I say this because I never made it through a college preseason without blacking out. My heart rate, I would go into tachycardia and I would black out. No one could figure it out. So as I worked through it, I would go into tachycardia and it would take me sometimes days to recover. But what I realized was there were things emotionally I was holding on to, and I had to release those for my heart to be able to regulate my body. Emotions are a superpower, but they're a strong factor in your physicality, in your physical makeup. So, my current resting heart rate, and it's been this way for years now, is 38. Yes, I'm alive, feeling better than I've ever felt in my life, stronger than I've ever been. I have not had a bout of tachycardia in years now. Going through 20 plus years of bulimia, which I'm going to talk more about coming into the new year, really affected my heart. And the day after I would have a bad episode, I was so free. Man, the clarity and the breath, and the day after that, total nightmare. So I had this subconscious thing going on that subconsciously I believed that I had to keep up that habit in order to have the clarity and the freedom, which is so not true. Once I went through some healing to understand that, I was able to let it all go through layers in time. But man, was it so worth it. So Methylene Blue, I've been hearing a lot about it, and then she came out with this book. And of course, knowing her and trusting her, I dug into it. And this is the craziest thing about what I have felt so far with Methylene Blue. So you know when you have this low and you take some caffeine or even a natural energy form, green tea, whatever, you go into some clarity and focus, but your adrenals also shoot up. So your body stops burning fat every time you spike your insulin or go into fight or flight. Your body uses all of its energy to protect you. So Methylene Blue somehow has had this effect on me to where I take it and I have a really sharp picture and focus with what I'm doing at the time. And what I need to be doing as I move forward through my day. So it doesn't have a wear-off effect. None for me. But the craziest thing about it is the only thing I've taken throughout the day that adapts to my physical choice. What does that mean? It gives me that clarity without spiking me and, wigging me out. But when I go to sleep, it calms my nervous system. I have no idea how it does it. I frankly don't care. I'm just super happy that I've started this, that I'm digging into the book. I literally just left a review. It's on Amazon. Simple to find. I highly recommend it. In a gift-giving season, gift yourself. I had these 12 Days of Buddha boxes at Midnight Magic in McGuanago on Saturday. And this woman who has gone on this health journey, who loves nut and seed butters, and her body responds well to fat with protein, said to me, I am gifting myself this for Christmas. It made me so happy because that's your self-worth, peeps. That's leveraging your credit in the holiday season to credit yourself, not go into debt trying to please other people. And that's just not monetary. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know. So, go get this book. It is such an easy read. Get your highlighter out. Highlight some things that really stick out, because that's how life should work. Things should light up for you that are the right decisions. One of the things, page 49, really called me with sleep is not a passive act. Your mitochondria, the more you give them to do, they're going to work. That's why eating before you go to bed doesn't allow your body to rest. It prematurely ages you, and you're tired the next morning and your blood sugar spikes. Why? Because your mitochondria can't do the job they're supposed to do. They have to go act on what you did before they can do their job. And they might be just starting when you wake up. Or they're so active you can't sleep. Yeah, they're powerful. So during sleep, your body enters a state of repair, clearing out cellular waste, replenishing energy stores, regulating blood sugar, and calming inflammation. Huge, right? How many people have RA? The other thing, page 55, making intentful choices is a form of devotion to your wellness, energy, and future self. So in closing, where do you want to be this time next year, peeps? Yes, stay present, be in the moment, honor yourself in the now. But when you can awaken with Methylene Blue on your own time, with your own decision as your own gift to yourself, you might just be cast in the next Marvel movie. Superhero status, peeps. Get the book. Let me know how the book affects you. But first, have a stupid good day. Happy Monday, peeps!